G'day guys, how's it going? Alright, in this video we're going to change the steering head bearings on a DR650. I call him Max. Now, I'm not a mechanic, I'm just doing this in my backyard. I'll use terminologies that are most probably not correct. So all you're doing is watching me do this job, and hopefully I'll get it step by step as I do it. I'm not using a special pulling tool or anything like that. Just going to give it a crack. Let's see what happens. I'll show you what these bearings that I've got. Rightio, first things first, why am I doing it? Well, the bloody, it's notchy. I can feel the notchiness, so it needs to be changed. I never did, like a lot of people say you should get in there and grease them up. Never did that, so obviously they've worn out. For whatever reason, I don't know. Now, I got these from Adventure Bikes Australia. Now that's it there, and I think it says $59.95 is what I paid for them. They are All Balls brand, and here is that. So if anybody wants any information, the models and all that kind of stuff. So this actually fits a lot of different bikes. Obviously this is not a sponsored video, I just bought them online. I got them quite a while back, and I know a lot of guys have been waiting for me to bloody get this done, and we're getting it done today. Alright, so in this pack you get the upper and lower seals, and the upper and lower bearings and races, the whole kit and caboodle. I'll pull one of these out. That's what we're getting. So that's the race, that's the bearing. And by the look of that, we're going to have to pack that with some grease. So looking at the codes on these are identical. So it doesn't matter whether this one goes on the top or the bottom or vice versa. They're all universal. Exactly the same codes for each. The biggest thing we're going to have to make sure that we do correctly is put them in the right way. Alright, let's get into it. Rightio, so now, so I don't bore you with the stripping the bike down, all I'm going to be doing is removing that top part there. That's 3 bloody screws that takes that off. The mudguard will be removed, that's 4 bolts in there. Obviously the front tyre has to be removed, and then also the 2 forks. And then that will leave the handlebars and all that, and I'll come back to you when I've got that to that point. Rightio guys, so we have got all that stuff off that I said. Let's have a look. So the front fairing, the mudguard, wheel and forks. So this is what it looks like. Now I've normally, just as a side note, this caliper, a lot of people bloody complain about when I do this and I have it just, normally I have it hanging. This is not a car caliper, it's a motorcycle caliper, and it's quite light enough in my eyes for this to hold the weight of it and not cause any trouble. But for the sake of this video, I've put this box there and it's resting on there. Now, so all the bottom stuff is out. These bits here will, when this triple tree comes down, will just sit there because that's attached all up there. Now I'm in new territory basically. I've never done this before on this bike. So I think what I've got to do now is undo these and basically get the handlebars out of the way, because what we want to do is get to, because I've got a mess of wires and everything down there. There's the bolt down there. Hopefully we can see it. There it is, that bolt there. We undo that bolt and that will then release all this, but we'll see what happens. Rightio, let's see what happens. Oh, where we're going to be able to bloody move this shit. There's stuff and wires everywhere. Okay, so I've got to take some of my bloody zip ties and give myself a bit more room. Alright, so this is as far as I can get this bloody handlebars up and out of the way. I'm not 100% sure on how all this is going to work, so you can see that's the bolt. I've got clear access to it now. Now that thing in the middle, that's actually a rubber grommet, if you see that. Push that out the way, you see straight through. Crazy. But yeah, so we've got to get this nut off, which will then allow, I believe, the bottom part to come out. And then how that's going to affect the top part with all this other stuff attached to it, we're going to find out. Rightio, so my first problem is what size is that big bloody nut? It's actually a 32 mil nut. Luckily, I've got this huge ass bloody socket set. Tell you what, we bought this to do a job for one of the young fellas on his car, and I thought it was going to be a one-time use, and I tell you what, this thing has been brought out so many times. So if, yeah, you've got to have a 32 mil socket, unless, I don't know how else, it's the only option. So that goes on there to undo that. So if you don't have a 32 mil socket set, I don't know how else to do it. Unless you were to pull all this stuff out and you could get a spanner, or I don't know, that seems like a whole lot of bloody bullshit. Yeah. But that's alright for me, so let's get into it. Rightio. This certainly seems like a bit of overkill. But this is what it takes. Alright. Oh. Bloody hell. Might bloody need a big spanner like this. I want to pull this off the jack. Damn, I'm going the right way, aren't I? I'm pulling the motorbike around. Shit. Alright. I need to get some help. Have a shot. Have a shot.
So what's going to happen to the bike?
I'll show you. See that? Oh, there you go. Just needed a bloody good woman.
Good luck finding one of
them. Excellent. You've done the job. Thank you very much for your assistance.
Well.
Back to the woodshed.
Yes.
Alright guys, so I'm thinking I've got to hold this bottom. I'll bring it around the other way. Yeah, so I've got to make sure that doesn't, because like I said, I don't exactly know what the hell I'm on about. So what is that going to come out? No. No, it is not. Ah, right, okay. Sorry, I'm an idiot, guys. That's going to enable the top part to come off. Cool. Oh, I don't. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to put that back down. Always got to make a note of what comes off where. So mark washer off the top from that first bolt. Wow, now what the hell do I do with all that? Stick that over there, I suppose, like that, hopefully. Okay, so we took that bolt with the washer, which made the top part come off, which holds all this mess of stuff, and it's basically all the wires and cables that's holding that there. So now what we've got to do is, if you've got a special tool, which I don't, I'll just get a drift tool or a punch and loosen that off, or basically take it off, and then this bottom part is going to drop out. Guys, I don't think I had the bloody video recording as I was winding. Can you see? Can you see? You can't up there. I was tapping that off. Now it's all going to come out. Oh, like that. So now we've got that out. See where this thing's going to lay. Oh. Okay. Alright guys, bloody hell, I've got shit coming at me everywhere. So I've now just used a gotcha strap just to tie all that up out of the way, and I did miss taking this off. I was filming and bloody I wasn't filming, so I'm just going to recreate that for you. So let's pretend that was back in the thing. This thing here was obviously all the way screwed down. I just grabbed a punch and a hammer and I just kept going around like that until I loosened it enough, took the weight off it and then just unscrewed it, and then hey presto, it all fell out. Okay, so what have we got? I've tidied up a little bit. So obviously we've got a bearing there and a dust seal. So that will be dust seal and the bearing. So that's for the bottom. And then on the top, I can't see a dust seal. I don't quite understand this. So there's the bearing. There is a rubber, what looks to be obviously I don't know whether that's all part of it or not, but there you go. So then we've got the race, which is in there, which we have to pop out, and then obviously down in the bottom as well, which if we come down this way, there it is there. So I'm also checking, because a lot of people say that they don't put enough grease in the factory, and these seem to have, I mean, they're greasy. They're definitely not dry. And like on this one, that's got grease on it. It's all smooth in the sense of it's not dry and crumbly. Obviously there's going to be notching and stuff, but yeah, and look, you can even see the grease there. And this brings me to the whole, you bloody jump on the internet and forums, one person has a problem, or a decade, 20 years ago, there was an issue, and today, 20 years later, they're still bloody telling us the same friggin' shit, whether it's right or wrong. I believe, and that's the same with the NSU screw on Max, never touched it, haven't opened it up to check it out, because I reckon, after so long, the Japanese bloody guys are going to be, you know, finding out, yeah, shit, we better do something about that. And you know, sometimes you'll have someone that bloody's done it and they go, oh yeah, it was pretty bloody loose, and I reckon I start to think, yeah, you're just saying that for the bloody hell of it. Anyway, that's my little rant. So we have to pop these out first. That'll be our next job. Rightio, so to punch out these races I'm going to use a brass drift tool or punch. You can use a metal one, obviously having a brass one will, because I'm liable to bugger bloody, not hitting the right spot, that shouldn't wreck my insides. And obviously a hammer. Rightio guys, so hopefully, there you go, you can see the old brass thing coming out there, so I'm just going to tap, just bit by bit. Around. Jeez, I tell you what, it's in there bloody solid. Can you guys see anything coming out yet? Is it actually moving? Think we might be getting somewhere, guys. Booyah! Rightio, well, that certainly took a bit to get that out. Try and get that. Oh, we'll get them up once I'll get the other one out, and then we'll have a look at them and see what they look like. Okay, let's see. Get this other one out. Booyah! Rightio guys, so there is the top one out. Cool. Okay, so I've just cleaned these up and I reckon they're in pretty good bloody nick. Like you can see there's like, I don't know, the roller things on it, but it's as smooth as. So I just was trying to turn these, and these feel a little bit not silk, like they feel a bit, I can feel notchiness in that. So yeah, I don't know, that maybe the races I didn't need to change. Alright, so I just wanted to make a quick mention that the reason that I believe that it got notchy, and that is that people that don't know or follow the stuff that I've been doing for years, Max has been through, it's only been used as an adventure bike. It's not a commuter bike or anything like that. I've come off this thing so many times. I reckon the last biggest thing that most probably caused this was when I was with Alistair, not far out here. Following him, I didn't know the area. He went over this big bloody gutter thing. It was inexperienced dickhead, and I landed the front wheel just went smacking and threw me off the bike, and I reckon that was most probably the start of stuffing up those bearings. Alright, so we got those out. What are we going to do next? I suppose we've got to put the other ones back in, and then I'm leaving this till last, and that's getting this bugger off. So we've got to break the cage, get all that off, and then see how we can get this off. Get it off! Rightio guys, so I've cleaned the top and the bottom. There was a bit of metal filings and stuff in there, so I've cleaned that out. Now I'm just putting just a smear of bloody grease. I don't know whether this is what you're supposed to do or whether it helps or not helps, I don't know, but you got to put it in there. Rightio, so I've got this new one, and so that's the back, the thick side, that's got to go down, and that will seat on that little shelf down there. So if I put that in there like that, geez, that sits in there pretty good, eh? Look at that. Alright, so I think I'm going to use a bit of wood, try and keep it even, and then just use the hammer to knock that in there to get it started. That bloody hurts me hand. Feels like it's gone in crooked, so I don't know whether to pop that back out or just keep going at it. Yeah, I might pop that out. Alright, so I just popped that out. Now I'm just going to I might try this a bit different. Try and get you guys close up just to see that that's way better going in now like that. Obviously I can do that because I have that, because I've got this brass thing that shouldn't damage that metal. The brass punch should damage before this metal stuff, so if you've got a steel one of these, that may be not the way to do it. Alright, so I've got that down onto the lip. So if you look in there, the shelf where it's got to go down to is further down. So now how do we do that? Now I should be able to do that with the punch, but I believe the idea is to get the old one of these, sit it on top of that, and then punch that in. But this old one may get stuck in there, so I don't know. I might have to cut this. Yeah. Alright guys, so I've just got the bloody angle grinder, gave that a cut. I gave that a smooth up, make sure there's no burrs on it. So hopefully this will do the trick. Nearly there guys, so now I've just got to start, I can feel how that's moving down. Once I feel all the way around that it's solid, you know, there you go. I think you can start to hear it even too. I reckon that is a done deal guys. So there we go, that is all in there perfectly. So now we just got to do that bottom one. So same deal, just make sure it's all nice and clean. Whack in a bit of bloody grease just for the hell of it. Who knows whether it works. We're appeasing the gods. Rightio, so obviously the big side goes that way. Now this is going to be a bit bloody tricky. How am I going to do this? Hold that and punch at the same time. So I might try that wood trick again. I think that's the only way I'm going to be able to hold it there. Brilliant. So now, because this side here is poking way out further than that one, so I'll see if I can get that to go in. It's a trick guys. There we go, we're getting it. Oh, just about there. Rightio, so now we can use this again. Holy jumping bloody races. Oh, I tell you what, it could be quite awkward with you guys watching me. Oh, always getting in my way. Look at that. Looking good. Just about there guys. You can really hear the difference. I can feel and hear. I reckon that's it. Yep. Rightio guys, it's now the next day. Of course, life gets in the bloody way, but now we've got to get this out. Rightio, the thing that I have been dreading. So what I'm going to do is use the Dremel tool and basically cut this cage and remove this cage off. So let's get into that. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is put this over here just so I can protect it because I don't trust myself. Bit of added security. Rightio, let's see if we can break that apart. Now that's part of it. Rightio. Cool, so that's got that. So looking at that, so we've still got the inner part of that roller bearing and also this dust seal. Alright, so now we've got to try and bash this off. Okay, here goes nothing. Ooh. That's the beauty of using a brass bloody punch. Yeah, that knocked the brass off. So I might get a different one, not a brass one. Rightio, so just using a normal punch, steel punch. It's going to have a finer edge on it, so I can hook on there. Alright, here we go. Just try and do this bit by bit. I'll just show you, you can see that it's just slowly moving. So I'll just keep tapping around that and we should get that off. Whoa. Wow, did you see that? Just chipped it. It's alright, we can chip that, we just can't bloody do that. There we go. Oh yeah. Now I think it's going to hit up there as well. So I've still got to knock it past that. Oh, look at that. Some marks in that. Trying a different angle. I'll make it a little bit easy on myself. Booyah! Rightio, so that is done. I was looking at these marks that I could see on there. Hopefully you guys see that, those marks in there. I'm thinking I wasn't touching that. And then it's a little bit on this side. I think it's the vice, basically. That t-shirt did jack shit for bloody protecting it, so It is what it is. It'll still be fine. Cool, now we've got to put the other one back on. Okay guys, so now it is time to pack these bearings up. I'm just using Maxima grease. I use that on everything. It's a waterproof bloody grease. So, I don't know. Just as long as you get that bloody shit in there, that people do the whole palm thing and just basically bite in and around and just keep going and just smash that grease in. Make sure you just get it in everywhere, so there's no air bubbles in there. It's just chock full of bloody grease. I'll come back to you when I've got both of those done. Rightio guys, so that's the bearing and the dust cover seal all done. What? Yeah, beautiful. So that'll go straight down like that. I've got that the right way. Beautiful. Now we've got to bang that on, but we can't bang this with anything. So I got the old one, done the same trick where I've cut through there with the angle grinder so this doesn't get stuck on, and go the small side down. Ugh. Whoa. There we go, because we don't want to hit on that outside part on the cage. We've got to make sure that we're hitting right on the bearing there, which is what this does. And now I've got the bigger part to be able to hit on. Rightio, let's see what I can do. Bloody hell. That feels like just a bit. That's it guys, that is on. So now, got to get this bloody thing off. Well, that was easy. Done. Rightio guys, so now that that is all done, this is ready to go in. So what I'm going to do is just put in a whole heap of grease in here. I don't know whether you're supposed to do that or not do it, but if there's any crap in there, the grease should trap it before getting down into the bearings. That's my thought. I don't know whether it's right or wrong. So some in the bottom, and then just gloop some in the top. That should just sit there forever, being like that. Righto, so I suppose we just whack that in there, like that. That should meet up there. Grab our upside down like that. Dust seal. Cool. Oh, oh shit. Then get that wound on there. Beautiful. Okay guys, so that's now sitting there. You can see how it's all wobbly. We've got to take all the wobble out. Now remember, I am no expert. I'm sure there's most probably some type of tension you're supposed to have on this. I'm just going to go by feel. No wiggle. Still, I believe what they say is it's supposed to fall from side to side when you've got the wheel on. So I think I'm just going to leave that at that now, and we'll get all this bloody crap back on. Alright, see if I can get all this back on, up and over. Really is a big mess of crap. Ugh. There we go. Brilliant. Well, there you go, guys. I reckon I've done the job there. That feels solid as. It's got nice turn on it. I'll put all this stuff back on, put all the wheels. I'm not going to continue this video because it'll be taking too long as it is. I like, when I do the videoing, I like to spend a little bit of time with you, seeing how long it takes me to bloody bash things, so that when you guys have a shot at doing it, you go, shit, yeah, Mark took that long to do it. It's alright, just keep going. What did I learn? I learned that I could bloody do it, actually. I was pretty impressed. So it's most jobs are bloody simple, as long as, you know, I've obviously looked at other YouTube videos to get an idea of what I was getting myself into. Having that brass bloody drift, the punch tool, that was very handy. Doing the, having the old ones to use to bash on, and doing that cut in there, the same with for doing the bottom one, that and I got that off YouTube. That's not my idea. That's been around for bloody years. People doing that. That's a really handy thing. Means you don't stuff up your new bearings. I think that's about it, guys. So I'm going to leave that there. I'll now just go ahead and put all this back together. Now remember, I'm not an expert. I'm sure there's tensions and stuff like that. When I put all this back together, I will, you know, test and feel it and see how it all falls. I might need to tighten it up a little bit, and that I can get to that from this side and just give that a bit of a tap to either tighten it or loosen it. I've got a trip that I'm actually doing with Alistair, so after that trip I'll then have another feel of it and just see if it needs any more adjusting. But look elsewhere for more specific, I suppose, or from a mechanic, I don't know. There you go, guys. Keep on riding, and if you ain't riding, keep on keeping on.